know something about the shooting of Dan McGrew? Well, you see, it went just like this.
A bunch of the boys were whooping it up at the Malamute Saloon. The kid that handles the music box was hitting a jag-time tune. At the back of the bar in a solo game sat dangerous Dan McGrew. And watching his luck was his light of love, the lady that's known as Lou. When out of the night, which was 50 below, and into the din and the glare, there stumbled a miner fresh from the creeks, dug dirty and loaded for bear. He looked like a man with his foot in the grave and scarcely the strength of a louse, yet he tilted his poke of dust on the bar and called for drinks on the house. There was none could place the stranger's face, though we searched ourselves for a clue. We drank his health, and the last drink was dangerous Dan McGrew. There's men that somehow just grip your eyes and hold them hard like a spell. And such was he, and he looked to me like a man who had lived in hell. With a face most hair and a dreary stare of a dog whose day is done, as he watered the green stuff in his glass and the drops fell one by one. I got to figuring who he was and wondering what he'd do, and I turned my head, and watching him was the lady that's known as Lou. His eyes went rovering round the room, and he seemed in a kind of daze, till at last the old piano fell in the way of his wondering gaze. The ragtime kid was having a drink, there was no one else on the stool, so the stranger stumbles across the room and flops down there like a fool. In a buckskin shirt that was glazed with dirt, he sat and I saw him sway. He clutched the keys with his talent hands, my God, but the man could play. Were you ever out in the great alone and the moon was awful clear, and the icy mountains hemmed you in with the silence he most could hear? With only the howl of a timber wolf, you camped there in the cold, a half-dead thing in the stark mad world, playing mad for the muck called gold. While high overhead, green, yellow, and red, the northern lights swept in bars. And then you got a hunch what the music meant, hunger and night and the stars. Hunger, not of the belly kind that's banished with bacon and beans, but the gnawing hunger of a lonely man for a home and all that it means. For a fireside far from the cares that are, four walls and a roof above, and now so crammed full of cozy joy and crowned with a woman's love. A woman dearer than all the world and true as heaven is true. God, how ghastly she looks through her rouge, the lady that's known as Lou. Then all of a sudden the music changed, so soft that your scales could hear, but it felt that your life had been looted clean of all that it once held dear. That someone had stolen the woman you loved, and her love was a devil's lie. Your guts were gone, and the best for you was to crawl away and die. It was the crowning cry of a heart's despair, and it thrilled you through and through. Well, I guess I'll make it a spread misere, said dangerous Dan McGrew. Music almost died away, then it burst like a pent-up flood. It seemed to say, repay, repay, and my eyes were blind with blood. The thought came back of an ancient wrong, and it stung like a frozen lunch. And lust awoke to kill, then the music stopped with a crash. Then the stranger turned, and his eyes they burned in a most peculiar way. In a buckskin shirt that was glazed with dirt, he sat and I saw him sway. His lips went in a kind of grin. He spoke and his voice was calm. Well, boy, says he, you don't know me. None of you care a damn. A Well, I wanna state and my words are straight and I bet my hope they're true. That one of you is the hound of hell and that one is Dan McGrew. Then I ducked my head and the lights went out. Two guns they blazed in the dark. A woman screamed and the lights came up, but two men lay stiff and stark. And pitched on his head, pumped full of lead, was dangerous Dan McGrew. Well, a man from the creeks lay clutched to the breast of the lady that's known as Lou. Facts of the case, and I guess that I ought to know. They say that the stranger was crazed with hooch, and I'm not denying it so. I'm not so wise as those lawyer guys, but strictly between us two. The woman that kissed him and pinched his poke was the lady that's known as Lou.